it's the first time I'd ever worked with a band that worked full time. You know, and when I was in London, there were lots of people I played with on a regular basis, but not as consistently and frequently. And we were just playing. A lot of clubs in those days. It was before we started doing these huge festivals, you know. So it was 6 nights a week in Chicago and Baltimore and San Francisco and LA and New York and different places. And so it gives you a focus on this music, you know, and it was a music that was constantly evolving every night. You know, it gives you a chance to write a new chapter on the book every time you play. And I'd never had that experience in quite that way. Not only that, of course, I was with a group of musicians that were playing at the highest level, and that demands everything you have to give, you know. Tony Williams was a real challenge to work with. I worked with Tony in the band for 9 months. And he didn't help me at all musically. And I'm not saying that in a critical way. In fact, I'm very grateful in a way, because he forced me to dig my heels in and be strong and not lean on him, you know. I had to hold my place in the music. Miles, as you probably heard, was a man of few words very often about the music. He gave very little literal direction. And when he would give direction, he would often be quite obscure about what he's, you know, it would be like almost like a Zen thing he would say. The first thing he said to me, he said, when I go up, you go down, you know. He was like, if I'm building a phrase up, you go the opposite way. And you know, that was a great lesson, opposition in the music, you know. I felt so free at a certain point, because he was giving me all this space to play, that I wasn't playing, you know, the supportive role at all. Sometimes I was just trying to dialogue with the soloist and stuff like that. And he let that go for a while. Then he came to me one night and he said, hey, Dave, you know, you are a bass player. And I was like, oh, man, wow. That echoed, you know. And so I started to think about how I could balance out the role of the bass player, the supportive role, with the still being able to comment and to feed the music in the way I was hearing. And that was a great gift that he, you know, and that was a haiku right there, you know, just boom.